Come on down. You're the next contestant on Price is Right Wrestling, and I've given up trying to figure out this goddamn show, so your grand prizes are random wrestling and boobs. Hooray for boobs! I'm John Renton with my review of WWE NXT 2.0. Seriously, I know that NXT needed a goddamn revamp. It really did. It needed, to be refreshed. It needed Control-Alt-Delete, whatever. You need to turn it off and on again, unplug the goddamn router, plug it back in, do something. And then add a bunch of kaleidoscopic throw-up to the goddamn background and a whole bunch of characters that you throw like shit at the fan. And man, I really miss watching Airplane. I should retro-review that at some point. And the humor in Airplane, even Airplane 2, Electric Boogaloo, is certainly miles better than anything on this goddamn show. There are talents that are really trying, but this is so fucking ridiculous. Random, sometimes for the wrong goddamn reasons. And they just have characters they have absolutely no business being on a goddamn wrestling show. Anyway, I'm also reviewing this a little bit later because, unfortunately, I had to cover some shifts and I had to work a little bit later than normal. But that's all going to go back to normal. I'm going to be reviewing this and watching this live, and oh boy, I love wrestling, and I like some of the talents on this show. Like, I love a lot of the talents actually on, the various WWE programs, but just the creative forces behind this show, behind Raw, behind SmackDown, makes it really hard to enjoy it as a wrestling program when it's so fucking rotten at its core. There's a few good things out there, and then at its core, it's just fucking ridiculous. So anyway, the go-home show for NXT for the Rumble. Will we see some NXT call-ups in the Rumble? Will we see Rex Steiner in the Rumble? Probably. So, check out my Rumble predictions if you would like. We start with MSK blinded by the light and a spotlight shooting down on them like the thunder in the night. You know what happens when you try to touch the cup? Is it 2 teams, 1 cup? Gross. So, they are fired up and there's lots of lights. A whole lot of lights. And it's MSK versus Jacket time in the Dusty Classic quarterfinal match. I love MSK and I love Kushida, but oh, hell no. I don't even hate Ikemen as a person. I got nothing against him as a person. He seems like a nice guy. I hate the Jacket Time team. I hate it. I absolutely fucking hate it. And MSK, they're very good in the ring. It's just, whatever. It was just the same that you've ever seen, same as it ever was, same as it ever was. And as the days go by, we get a blockbuster for 3 on Kushida. They pin Kushida. They don't even pin the idiot with his hands in his goddamn jacket pockets. Nope, they pin Kushida. Great start, guys! Anyway, show respect afterwards. Hooray. And then we have Grandma Zoe talking to EO. You've done everything in NXT. Oh, you don't want a new tag partner? Oh, you must want me back as your tag partner. No, Zoe, you need to sit down, have some Metamucil and everything. I kid. She just looks like she's about 67 years old. So anyway, Alicia Strattonstone is trolling EO, and that's Tiffany Stratton's new name, because as if I'm going to care about this gimmick. So she mocks EO and is going to face her tonight. Io Shirai deserves so much better than WWE has given her, at least throughout half of her run. Legoland Phantasm and Elektra Lopez. My goodness, Elektra Lopez. They're coming to the ring, but we have a Grimes pre-tape where he says, who's better, you or me, Tony? I'm going to take that to the moon. He's not going to go to the moon anymore. He's just going to do that. I don't know why I sound like one of the Animaniacs. And Hayes and Tricky Ticky Williams, and I had no idea, honestly. I don't know who this was, at least I didn't know at first. I didn't know hot air balloons grew legs. It's apparently the Real Doll rapper, somebody named Ollie J. Okay? What the fuck? Seriously, what the actual shit was this? I was afraid that she stood under the spotlights too goddamn much. She'd freaking melt like, the goddamn people at the end of Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. Anyway, let's go back to Legoland. Escobar knocks Rex Steiner and says, we come from similar backgrounds, but damn it, I deserve the spot that you got. Without saying that he's jealous, he does despise him, and that he should have gotten the push that he got, without saying those exact words. Here's Rex Steiner, and my goodness, he's a star. This is where things picked up. Escobar is very good as far as, speaking Spanish and English, and he looks like a star. Rex Steiner looks like a star already, carries himself like that. Escobar says, well, it's like, I'm not worried about you. It's like, I will do things on my own time, but I'm not worried about you. I'm going to take that title from you when I want to. And, God, Rex ends up beating up Wild and Mendoza. And to quote Kevin Sullivan about Goldberg when they did the Rise and Fall WCW documentary, oh no, they found the diamond. Rex Steiner on the men's side is one of the few, basically the biggest fucking diamond that they found on the men's. He's fucking great. He's fucking great already. All he needs is just more seasoning. Thyme and oregano, preferably. Alright, so I have no idea why Boa, with this gimmick, is being given so much TV time. He seems like a hard worker, but this whole, I can't control my powers, you have no idea the fire you've ignited, because he unleashed fire in Solo Sikoa's face. And Solo Sikoa and Boa have a Solo Kaboa, if you will, Saboa. Boy, that got screwed up. No DQ Falls Count Anywhere match for this feud. Man, this fucking show just needs to be put on Peacock at this point. Because USA Network, they could literally be spending money to get, ratings that are comparable to this. They could be spending that to get, they'd be spending this much money if they spend on NXT. They could spend that on a few shows. And hell, they probably could have about 5 to 10 million left over. It's just this show is not worth the TV contract money it is getting. And that's nothing against these guys. Solo seems like he's a hard worker, and again, but I'd be glad if I cared about this feud at all. They use trash cans and a whole bunch of other stuff, and they go backstage, and then later on, they use a ladder, and then they go back out, and then there's a table splash, and Solo wins. Hooray! So Imperium have a pre-tape where Walter talks about his name having history. No goddamn shit, a stark contrast there. Check out my review last week if you want to hear what I have to say about Gunther. Don't make me learn, I'm full of chocolate. Dookie Nukie Hudson took on Guru Raj and beat him with a edge bomb, a razor's edge bomb type thing in a couple minutes. Dante Chen shows up and says, I'm going to give you the same respect you gave me. Boom! He hits the rim. Actually, he said, I'm going to give you the respect you didn't give me. I'm going to tell you I'm coming. He kept coming and coming and coming. Lol. And then Dookie Nukie targeted the previously injured knee. Mackenzie is with Indy and Persia. I've seen this movie before. And then Kaylee Ray shows up with her bat. A big green bat. Big old green bat that she just decides to slam right into everybody. Why is it green? I don't know. Why does she have a bat? Why is Mackenzie, always made to look confused when Mackenzie seems like she's got a good head on her shoulders? Electra Lopez and Legoland are backstage. Escobar says, hey, Rex will have to face him 2-on-1, but who could his partner possibly be? Unless he finds somebody, he's going to have to face Wild and Mendoza 2-on-1. So the odds are about even. Kaylee Ray, Indy and Persia took on Toxic Attraction. JC Jane, my goodness. And Gigi Dolan, a.k.a. Priscilla Kelly, and Mandy Rose. The whole idea is, could the challengers get, one step closer to the edge when they're about to break? Wait, that's just me watching this show. Scintillating camera work during this match, I have to say. And honestly, this might have actually been the best thing on the show. It's like, at least, I'm not going to say the work is great. Some of these women still need more time and more seasoning and everything. And I'm not just talking about thyme, oregano, and all that other stuff. One, I already used that joke. I never reuse jokes, ever, except all the time, because I'm bored, and why the fuck not? If WWE is going to repeat their same goddamn stuff, why don't I just have a little bit of fun? Anyway, these women at least took it seriously. Indy got beat up for a while, and then Gigi just, kicking Indy at one point, and I got very distracted at this point during the match, and then we get a melee. Right after Mandy was done violently scissoring Indy from behind, we get a melee. Kaylee Ray in the melee decides to chase Mandy off with the bat, and okay, goodbye then. And then Indy, actually it was Persia. They ended up hitting some TKO variation for the win. Okay, cool. GG got pinned. Blade and Inoue, Team BBC pre-tape. Why do they call them Team BBC? I really don't know. I will say that they were trying to show personality, they were trying to have fun, and you know what? If you can go somewhere with this team, fine. Go somewhere with this team. I don't know why they were talking about, wanting to date Toxic Attraction or ask them out. I don't necessarily blame them when it comes to JC. The Grizzled Hung veterans are soon to be rectimized after this break. And then Raquel is trying to build up strength so she can toss more minorities over the wall. If you get it, you get it. Cora is like, please be my partner. I can lift this weight. I can do it. Ow. Ow, my wrist. And yeah, she wants her to team up with her for the Dusty Classic. Pronouns, pal. Cora wants Raquel to team up with her. Grizzled Hunk Veterans took on Andre Chase and Bodie Hayward, who looks like if Shane Douglas and goddamn Billy Gunn had a baby. I'm not even knocking a guy. I don't know what the hell kind of name Bodie Hayward is. I don't know why this happened. I don't know why Andre Chase is in full clothes while he's wrestling. And the Grizzled Hunk Veterans won with a double knee combination, double code breaker. Because what are rules in tag matches anymore? And then Heavy Metal Von Wagner attacks, Chase and, and Douglas Gunn. I mean, I just don't get it. Robert Stone is part of his, he's part of Robert Stone's brand now. The Robert Stone brand has been so successful, I think every member has either been called up, like one member's been called up, or everybody else has been fired. I'm not even knocking him. Just not a good perception. Grayson Waller has a pre-tape about, LA Knight and says, Sangha, I don't practice Sangaria, but he is going to attack LA Knight. It's the other Indus Sher guy. Maybe the one that took the picture of Keith Lee as the double champion. They decide, hey, we're just going to leave him off TV. And let's bring him back with Grayson Waller. You thought you were going to get away with away from Grayson Waller, didn't you? No, nobody will ever be rid of Grayson Waller. Half the world will be radioactive in 2055, and the other world will be overrun by animatronic spiders, and somehow Grayson Waller will still be on NXT TV. And Io Shirai took on Alicia Strattonstone, but first we hear that Odyssey Jones is out with a patella tendon injury, and he's going to be back in the fall. Maybe he can learn to be a little more tolerant during that time. If you know, you know. As if this match should be on TV. Strattonstone isn't bad, she's just not interesting, and this gimmick is stupid, and Io Shirai deserves a whole lot better than this. Do you want to call your dad? She'd mock her. She hit the moonsault for 3. Why does Strattonstone yell so much? Bivens says that the end of Imperium is near. This is right after he got choked out by Walter. That's his name, by the way. His name is Walter. Because the name Gunther, even though they dropped the gimmick, the trademark, doesn't matter. The implication's there, and it's really fucking stupid. And so yeah, it's gonna be a six-man match next week while Ivy just stands there. Hayes and Tricky Ticky Williams introduce Ollie J. I am going to say right now, I would have taken almost any musical performance they've had besides this. 1, she looked nervous. 2, this wasn't any good. And can we get Poppy back? Poppy actually added some pizzazz to it. You can have your rap in wrestling. You just can't have this because it was bad. Was she nervous? I'm sure she was. Could I get out there and do this? No. You know why? Because I know my limits. And fucking Christ. The fabric limits were getting tested right there. That was testing the, strength of the fabric right there. Embarrassing. One of the worst things that WWE has put on television in a while. So, fucking lost brain cells with this. Tony D decided to cut a backstage promo before going out. And then backstage with Stratton talking to her dad and Rip Van Winkle, a.k.a. Wendy Chu. This stupid goddamn bullshit sleepy gimmick is so goddamn stupid and fucking bullshit and moronic. And why is this on a wrestling program? And then next week is Diamond Mine versus Imperium, Cora versus Raquel, Rex and somebody versus Legoland, which turns out is Ciampa. And then we have Grimes versus D'Angelo in a contenders match. The winner faces Hayes, along with Tricky Ticky Williams for the North American Championship at TakeOver, I believe it's NXT Vengeance Day on February 15th. Okay, whatever. It's not going to be a takeover. Apparently they're going to have a takeover earlier in the day of night 1 of WrestleMania, which, if true, is a really stupid idea. So anyway, Tony didn't get a TV entrance. I probably should have told you what the fuck was going to happen here. You could have literally cut out that goddamn, hot air balloon rap battle or rap concert and not actually missed anything. And Tony D'Angelo, somebody that actually might have a future in wrestling, could have gotten his TV entrance. Hayes and Tricky Ticky Williams watch from the goddamn stage. People don't get the Tricky Ticky Williams thing. Ricky Ticky Tavi, that's what it fucking is, because some people apparently still don't get it. They can both work. It was fine. Tony's got unique offense. I just have a hard time caring because by this point I was worn down by how messy the show was. And then Tony's outside. Grimes is distracting the referee inadvertently. And suddenly somebody appears with a cricket bat. Cricket bat, that is. Who is it? It's Peter Dunne. He is not done with Tony yet. He's got a cricket bat. We're going to get a cricket bat on a pole match, aren't we? And suddenly the cricket bat's going to do a run-in and everything. It's going to knock Tony D'Angelo's hat off, and that's the source of his power. Makes as much sense as anything else on this show. And then we get the cave-in, 1, 2, 3. And then the aforementioned thing where Rex is in the parking lot. Legoland tries to attack him, and Ciampa says, "Hi, I'm here." Good, NXT Dad is back. We here at Price is Right Wrestling would like to remind you to control the pet population, have your pets spayed or neutered. Goodbye, everybody.